I think it's pretty much time and we can move forward. And
Yeah.
hey there, everyone. This is Vishnu coming you with a special live. And today we are going to discuss about marketing in a time of crisis, and how can anyone grow their business even if they are starting out. If you are a marketer or you own a business, then this is your opportunity to shine. We as a marketer need to be as a rock for our company, and we need to be the lighthouse standing still in these turbulent times and become a beacon of hope for those who are around us. Why? Because everyone on the planet is going to suffer in some way as a result of this global crisis, and we are going right now. You can look at this and you can panic, or you can look at that as an opportunity for you to step up and shine. With all those said, today I'm excited to be joining with Mr. Suresh Balachandar. If you don't know who Suresh Balachandar is, he's a business coach, a successful eight-figure businessman, Enneagram master, investor, and founder of SNS Training Company. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you, Vishnu, for having me.
I'm super stoked to have you actually. And Mr. Suresh and I will be exploring should we talk, how should we think about marketing in the time of crisis. And if you're watching this live, guys, comment hashtag live, and if it is a replay, then let me know with the hashtag replay. Now, before we go there, I would love to find out the backstory and how did you get into business and where did it all started.
I started making money when I was 13 years old, actually. I started renting comic books. That was my first way of making money. I had a huge collection of comic books, and it's not a regular English comic books. It's Rani comics and another comic room which come from Sivagasi. And I had Amachitra collections, and I had Gokulam both in both languages. We had Ablimam in both languages. So there was this constraint in my house, and I had a fight with my mom, and she wanted that to go away. I don't want to wanted that to go away. So when my dad interfered, I told him I don't want that to go away, and he said you can do something with it or it goes away. So I found a way to keep my comics with me. So that's how it started. That was the main intention, to keep those books with me. That was the main intention, and I started renting it, and that quickly got up actually. And the what you can say essence of making money grew like what you can say addiction in me, and I wanted to make more money, and I explored more opportunities to make money. And to cut the long story short, I started my first business when I was 19. I took a medical store in lease with another person's M firm, and I made the shop profitable. It was running on loss. I made it profitable, and I opened another stationery shop. I operated another hotel and a provision store because I had a tiff with the provision store which supplied materials to my hotel. So yeah, pretty much it started there, and the thought that I can make money whenever I want, how much ever I want, that actually that's big addiction. Let me tell you that. When you're getting into that kind of phase in your life, you know that yeah, you have some kind of special power that you can survive in this world, right? And you get attention accolation from your surroundings and the sociological acknowledgement that also powers you. So that was how it started actually. So 13, starting, started making money. 19, I started a business.
Oh,
Started a
that's
medical store.
amazing. That's a good story, though. And what makes you feel inspired or like your best self when you were doing that?
Sorry.
When you were earning money and like 13 and in 19, when you started your business, what makes you feel more inspired? What made you more inspired?
That's really a tough question because I made money and it made happy. I went out and made more money. That's what the sequence. So the sequence was whenever I discovered something new, whenever I launched a new idea, whenever I ventured into a new project, it was always in the mind that I want to make more money than I have made before. So that excited me because see what I can say is it's really difficult to put in words, but when you are actually creating money out of thin air, it is a big magic. I can tell you that, and when that you want that magic to happen again and again in your life, and that is the one thing that inspired me to do more stuff.
Okay, that's amazing. And well, at this time, at that point of time, did you have any? person, most influential person in your life, or how did this started? Like
My father was
everyone
one.
needs someone, right, to
Yeah, yeah,
guide.
yeah. My father actually encouraged me. So when a 39-year-old studying in his eighth, last and ninth beginning, when he wants to make money, usually family doesn't support that much. And I have an extremely supportive family at that point of time. And then what happened is actually I got into communism, and I met a lot of wise people who have an amazing capacity to comprehend texts and the things actually, and to put it in a simple manner. And I had an opportunity to work with foreign guys who came to Kanyakumari as a guide, and I met few international people. In fact, my BSc physics was because of a guy who came from Belgium to visit Kanyakumari, and he told me the colors of sun. And I said,
Okay.
what should I study to talk about? What should I study so that I can talk about sun like you? He said you have to study physics, and he gave me top 10 physics books, which was not available in Tamil Nadu back then. And I was trying to get that, but fortunately, I had in the college library. I had that actually. So and I was the only BSc physics guy who read this 10 books in the library. So that wouldn't have happened unless I had met this Belgium guy. And I was fortunate, and I have numerous number of souls that helped me out in every single situation. It's hard to single out actually.
Yes, guys. If you guys don't know, I also wanted to share. He is my mentor, though. So yes, I understand what you feel and how you feel about it. And speaking about the topic, sir, should we be marketing as a marketer? I'm asking you, and as a business owner, should we be marketing in the midst of this global crisis, or whether now is the right time for any business owners, or marketers to do marketing, or what are your thoughts?
If you are breathing, if you are pooping, if you are eating, if you are sleeping, if you are bathing in these corona times, you should be marketing in the corona times too. It's a daily activity. If you're having a business, marketing your business to audience is your daily activity. There is no holiday, there is no Sunday, there is no Christmas, there is no Diwali, there is no Ramzan. You have to go and put across your marketing message to your targeted audiences every single day. Repetition is a key concept in marketing. And while people are depressed and anxious at like this moment, you have to be louder and you have to be more frequent.
Okay, but a lot of people are still focused on what they really need, like basic essentials, getting bread, etc. Right? Because I was thinking about expanding my team and hiring new people, and considering this pandemic situation, that stopped me. And I'm sure most business owners would have faced the same situation based on the finances. So I'm curious to know what are your thoughts about it.
It's about how you look at it actually. I hired in this pandemic situation because I can get cheap labor, because people are ready to work for me for lesser amount because they are anxious that they will not be getting jobs after this pandemic is over, right? So
Uh-huh.
it's a matter of perception. You can look at either this way or that way. I prefer to look that way because that is going to make some money for me, or that's going to save some money for me. And you have to understand there is something called future money concept. Your future dollar is always lesser than the present dollar. Okay. So what if you are doing some kind of activity that you are anticipating some dollar will come in the future? That activity should be loud enough, big enough to bring in more dollars, so that you can buy the same stuff which you are buying with the $1 now. You're going to buy with $3 in the future. So if you're doing an activity, an economic activity now, which you are bringing in $1, your social activities such as marketing should be done much higher in much higher rate, much louder manner, so that it brings in $3 in the future, so that you can afford the same quality of life which you're living right now.
I'm taking notes, don't worry. So when you said that, when you are when we should be louder in marketing, uh, then there will be a doubt in people. I had people questioning me: should I go organic or paid?
Hmm.
So and also, I have uh, I have been hearing from a lot of businesses because I don't like they don't even know me, and they try to communicate me and with me and sell me. And what I think is they should be doing more communication rather than selling. And what are your thoughts about it?
Yes,
Because we
obviously,
are not in
even though,
marketing, right?
yeah. So to answer your first question, paid marketing is an essential. So it's not about only sponsored ads. You have to boost your post. For marketing, you have to spend, not only for sales.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm not a big fan of running ads for lead generation or a brand identity. I would be like boost my post for my brand awareness, and I would like to run ads to sell my products. Okay, those two things are different actually. Selling something is called sales, and making me as a brand is something called marketing. So what
Mhm.
happens here is actually you have to definitely put in money. See, you can, let's take an example of a shop. Okay, you put up a shop. It's like organic marketing is like just putting a board on the top of your shop. So whoever walks on the street will notice the board and say, okay, this guy has got a store. But if when you are actually putting a sponsored ad, or when you're boosting your post, it's like giving advertisement on newspapers or television or radio. Okay, so that is how you have to be. So if you got a business, you cannot run this business only with your friends and family buying that stuff from you. You have to make a stranger your customer, unless that business is not going to last long. Okay, then the only way you can going to do it in this modern times, and it has been all the times, it has been that the case. You have to advertise either in newspaper or in television or in billboards or in radio. They have spent, people have spent money, business people have spent money, and now we have a tool called Facebook and LinkedIn, which gives you the lowest amount of money you can spend and to get the wider audiences. I mean, more number of audiences, and people think Facebook is a free tool, so you should be using only for free. That's a ridiculous mindset people are having. I have come across so many people telling me that. But this is the cheapest advertisement platform available in the history of our universe. So one should make use of it, and you should definitely go for paid advertisements. And what was the second question? I'm sorry, I missed it.
Uh, I was asking about
Yeah, people should not
people.
sell immediately. Yeah, see,
Yeah.
you have to understand there is a process in sales. Sales is not an one-time event actually. If you are just selling one time, that is not a sale actually. You need a, then in example, you are taking something to the pawn shop. Okay, you give it to the guy, you get the money. Then what is the difference between a sale and selling something in the pawn shop? Nothing else, right? Either you should have a repeated, a sale should beget a sale. That's the concept. A sale should beget a sale. Either the same customer should buy again from you, or the same customer should buy another product from you, or that customer should refer somebody to buy from you. So that one sale should beget another sale. Unless that, it is not a sale at all. So for that to happen, you need to follow a process. That does not happen easily. Say, hey, I got this, just give me your $10 and buy this from me. Not going to make sense at all. You have to tell him, see, there's a thing called transaction, right? Transaction means exchange of values. You are giving me something in value, so I should be giving it something of value. I know, so we both know what is the value of $10, right? It has been explained very dramatically by so many people, and in our lives we are seeing it. But you never know what the value which I hold in my product or services, and it is my moral responsibility as a business owner to explain how much value that is in my product and services, so that you can go for a barter. You can give your money and take my product and services. So that needs an effective communication, a
Okay.
strategy to carry out that communication, so that you will give your $10 for whatever I'm having.
Okay. Okay. So, if that is the case, of course, I understand how people should be doing communicating rather than selling, and how can they effectively communicate in this time of pandemic situation?
Okay, so see, the sales process, if you have to put in the nutshell, you have to understand these four things. You have to know your targeted audiences, you have to capture their attention, yeah, you should be able to get their time, and then you'll be able to get their money. Okay, these are the
Okay.
four things you need to have. The product or service which I have should not be, I'm not saying cannot be, it should not be for everybody. Okay,
Hmm.
if it is for everybody, then it is not called a product, it is called commodity. Commodity is something which is consumed by everybody and available everywhere. Okay, that does not give you any differentiation advantage from the rest of the crowd. So you cannot position yourself and talk to the audiences. You cannot, imagine you are shouting the same thing whether 1,000 other people are shouting. What's the possibility of you being here, right? So you have to understand, you have to have a product that caters to a particular group of people. So you call target audiences, right? And then you should be able to grab their attention towards you by
Okay.
giving some controversial negative element. See, unfortunately, to get attention, it is necessary for you to say something negative. If something is stated positive, they're going to take it as another news. Okay, they're not going to pay much attention. For example, if I'm going to sell idlis for a guy who's consistently eating pizzas, I'll put on the billboard or put on the headline saying that 29-year-old guy, IT guy who died of heart attack because he consumed only pizza, and that is going to get that pizza eating guy my attention towards my Italy shop, right? So
Mhm.
then you have to communicate properly. What are the benefits he is going to get? What are the things he is going to save? What are the things he is going to enjoy if he is going to take my service, take my Italy's or other stuff I'm producing? And then you have to say what all the negative things that might happen if he's not actually consuming my product, and how things can go worse from there, and convincing that it doesn't have to be that way. I can help you, just trade your money for the product which I'm having. You can avoid all those negativities that is going to happen in the future to you. So that is how it is actually.
Okay. Okay. So when you said about target audience and attention and standing out of the crowd, how can people, business owners like me, can do that? A
uh,
marketer like me can do that.
yeah, see, this is very essential because I have to make something clear, okay? And do you know a saying that a real wealthy man is not the man who's having more money, but he's having more time.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't get that sentence totally because our brain does not equal money and time. People say time is equal to money. No, it is not. Okay. So you will understand if you are lacking money, but your brain will not understand you lack time. You'll always
Okay.
say, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it next week, I'll do it next year. But you never say, I'll learn tomorrow, I'll learn next week, I'll learn next year. You won't say that. Your brain doesn't work that way, right?
Yeah.
So the problem is we don't understand. The rich people, the wealthy, real wealthy people actually have time. We think we have time, but we don't have time. But the actual wealthy people have time. That's the difference between time and money. Okay. So in order to save your time in the future, in order to have more time in the future, you have to use your current time wisely, right?
Okay.
So most of the businesses, they are wasting their time speaking with more people who are just listeners than the buyers.
Okay.
This is why we have to single out to the people who we can take this message and make them as buyers, not only listeners.
Okay.
Okay. So if you are running a commodity, we can do a scope identification and say I'll only cater to demographically. I'll only sell to the people who are between 18 to 25 or 35 to 40 or 45 to 50. So that you can neglect everybody else and use your time wisely to speak only to those people who are in that age group. Okay.
Yes.
Otherwise, you can do that geographically. I'm going to speak to only people in Adayar, Tiruvannur, Saidapet. So you can leave away all those other people who are not from that area, so that you are using your time wisely, and and then you understand their problem too better. Okay, the problems of 25 to 30 will be same. The problems of the people of the areas of Saidapet will be same. So you can actually understand their problem better and communicate even better about their problem to themselves. That is where you're going to get their attention and
Yeah.
can trade their time with you, right? So
Yes.
they take their time if you're explaining their problem better than themselves to them, and then say, hey, it is solvable. This is the first step. I know how to do it. If you want, we can engage in business. So that is how you have to go about it.
Okay. Okay. Get it. So I also have a question about, when you said you will never do, you'll never promote your website for our lead generation, or like you'll never do lead generation ads. Rather, you will promote your videos, right?
Yeah.
So how are you creating those videos? Like how must that video be, and what do you think about promoting a website rather than a product in this time, considering this context?
See, website, as I told you, as a business person, I need buyers. I don't need watchers or surfers. Okay. Yes, obviously the buyer will be surfing my website, watching my website, but his predominant intention will be to buy something from me. Okay. If I'm not actually designing my video or designing my sponsor ad or designing something that is going to make him buy from me, so what I'm trying to say is, if I'm able to make people buy from me, automatically they're going to watch my website. But it's not the other way around. If I'm only trying to make people watch my website, they're not going to buy from me. And there's no guarantee they'll buy from me, right? So
Mm-hmm.
what happens here is, as a businessman, you should always think about a sale and about profit at every single point of time. And you should think about marketing as a tool that you're able to get time from your potential buyers.
Okay.
So if you're not doing proper marketing, you'll not be able to get time from your prospective customers, and then it is very hard to convert it as a sale. So what I would
Yeah.
ideally do is a video explaining the problem of them and explaining how difficult and deep it is, and they are not understanding the problem well enough because the problem not understood well enough cannot be solved And I also say I'm issuing a free cheat sheet. If you're going to check this link, I can download from that landing page. Okay, so anyway, is going to do that and come to my page. And when I mean buy from me, it's not only his money transaction. I'm getting his time. Getting his intention. I'm getting his email ID. I'm getting his phone number. Okay, so whatever that is going to help you to do future business with him.
All right, all right. So, okay. So when you say, and that is clear, and you also mentioned time and money, which is it is essential for any business owners. And should, as a business owner, will you be investing in your business, in your marketing right now, uh,
Yes,
in form of in the form of videos or pictures or posts? Like, what will you? Because I heard of about this controversy from people when I was talking to someone, and they said videos go better, and some were discussing long form posts go better, right? But as a marketers, I understand that it's a combination, and as a business owner, I want to know how is your perception on that?
videos skill takes any time actually. So you have to understand that we are not a culture. We are unfortunately we are not a culture that reads a lot. People
Okay.
find it difficult to read and comprehend the stuff they read. Very few people can do that. So even though you are simplifying it down, your idea will not be passed enough so that they can take a buying decision. But this is very much easier while doing it in a video or in
Mhm.
audio. Podcasts are better than a text. Videos are better than podcast.
Cool. Okay. So again, like when you mentioned video and audio, and we are not a culture of people who reads book. Of course, I understand and I agree with that. As a person who doesn't read book, and you also have a podcast, right? Like a series of, not podcast, a series of audio summarization of books, where
Yeah,
you do a book every week, and
yeah,
you almost crossed around 60 plus books right now, maybe.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And because that is really controversial, and people say that average business owner reads only 52, can read 52 books a week, and you are like crossing already 60 plus, and you're doing every week a book, and you're giving it as an audio summarization to the local audiences, right,
Yeah,
in Tamil Nadu.
yeah. Yes,
And can
yes.
you do you want to tell about it, like how this started?
I wanted to start a podcast. So it happened in 2018 May. So I wanted to start a podcast, and there are certain things happened in the month of May. Okay, so 2018 is the year where I started to personal brand myself as Suresh Balachandar. I mean, I don't want to be associated with the business because I was a successful businessman running a training company who have trainers and sales people working for me, but I was not recognized wherever I go. So that gave me an idea that what should I develop a personal brand so that what shouldn't I develop a personal brand so that I can make a coaching business, because I sincerely felt training business is falling apart. To be very frank with you, there are too much courses available online and for damn cheap prices, and I price my courses expensively in a training company. So I thought only the coaching is the way to go ahead, and I started the personal brand myself. So I positioned myself as a mindfulness coach initially, and I did a 100-day block. Every single day, one block, 100 blocks in 100 days. I did 100 FB lives actually, and eventually nothing worked out. Very few traffic and very few people watched those videos, and so I started to think what I can do, and I threw a towel in this community and saying, "Hey, I know how to sell things. I know how to write a sales copy. If you are okay with it, I'll come down to your place and teach you how to write a sales copy, better sales copy, and I'm not going to quote a price on it. So after the session ends, you pay me how much you want. But as I'm coming to your place, it should not be less than 100 rupees. If you're giving 100 rupees, I'll take it because I'm putting total and coming to your place. So it should not less than 100 rupees. So in the month of May in 2018, I met around, I, I hope I around 130 to 140 business people on the month of May itself. And people, the highest amount I got for that session is 10,300 rupees from business people, from business owner. So eventually, I made 78,000 out of that month, and I started to reach out to those people. Now I have a list of people. I have a phone numbers of these people, right? So I wanted to give them something after that sale made, because as I told, a sale should get a sale. So I have to do something for that. So I thought of starting a podcast, and I don't want to be a regular podcast. I wanted to see um, see the whole sales copy thing, I got it from two essential books. One is from Building a Story Brand from Donald Miller, and another from How Writing a Copy That Sells from Ray. So I wanted to tell people you can read those books better. So if you want to have a discussion with me, you can come and discuss with me. But people are not comfortable reading books. So then that is where I found out people are not able to read books, even though people know it is good to read books. Even some people provocate to read books, but they themselves cannot even, they are not able to read books. So I found out that thing. So what I did was I read books a lot actually. So I started doing this podcast every Sunday in Tamil. It started in regional language so that it actually reaches to my customers who have taken the sales copy session. And once I posted in a WhatsApp group where the non-Tamil members were also available, so they requested me to do it in English. So every Wednesday I did the same book in English, and every Sunday I did the same book in Tamil. So it started from there, and I had some guests appearing on my podcast also discussing about the books, and eventually it reached around 75 to 80 episodes, including the guest episodes. So 2020, I had the opportunity to buy a marketing funnel software. Thanks to you, you introduced me to that software, Kartra. And once that Kartra was purchased, I initially had no idea. Kartra was purchased only for my personal branding, as you might be knowing it. But once I thought I have this list of people who are interested in my podcast, and I have another 70, I mean 60 to 50 to 60 odd books in Tamil. Why don't we run it as a product, online product? Because that is the way that is going to be in the far ahead. So we made it as a product. It's an online product. It is available now, and for only 99 rupees. Already there are 69 books available in the platform, and we have divided in 5 sectors: personal development, finance, sales, marketing, and business strategy. So there are 69 books in these 5 sectors. We're going to log in right now and pay the subscription of 99 rupees. You'll be able to enjoy the 69 books audio summaries, and you'll be getting one book every Sunday. And from September, we have planned to give 2 books every week. So the idea is to rack up 250 books by 2022 December and 1000 books by 2025 December. So that is going to be our online. That's the online product, and it started as a marketing activity to keep my audience engaged, right? And obviously, yes, I expected a sale. A sale should get a sale, but this, as I did that, now I had a product immediately to sell with Kartra. So that is what marketing is very essential. That is why I keep on telling you, marketing is very essential. You can always reproduce those stuff and sell it to people.
Got it. Got it. So when you also, of course, as you said about the thing, like Reader's Guide, I have dropped the link of your landing page, guys. If you want, you can go there and check there and click the link below in the comments. And you also, the thing that intrigued me is you said about something called sales copy session. Because every marketer and businessman who knows with internet knows about sales copy. But what is the sales copy session? And you also mentioned about storytelling. Can you
Yeah.
tell about that?
See, there are different copies. Copy is nothing but a compulsive piece of text that makes your audience take action, and you decide what kind of action it is. There's a separate copy for advertisement. There's a separate copy for marketing. There's a separate copy for sales. In the copy for advertisement, you actually demand the attention of your customers. In the copy of marketing, you demand the time of the audiences. In the marketing copy, the sales copy, you demand money from your customers. So I teach people how to put their offers in a better manner. So that, see, offer is everything in business. And nobody is going to buy your product. If you're in business, you're not selling your product. You're selling your offers. So how to draft those offers? That is what I teach in the sales copy session for business people and entrepreneurs. Because what I see in my experience is, I think I have crossed 100 and more than 100 people, 100 business people who are for sales copy, who trained. I trained in sales copy, and almost only 1% of them really had an idea about how to sell things. Because every business people is actually well rooted in their technical stuff. They know how to produce their products. They know how to create the services. But I find it very amusing to see many business people who are not able to put an offer they are going to get. They think if I'm producing something of good quality, people will automatically come to me and buy it. No, it's never happens. Even if you are opening a provision store, you have to do your own duty to bring people in. People are not going to just walk in and buy your stuff. You have to do something. I call it as an act of deliberation. For every business owner, they have to have this act of deliberation of making audience come to them and get their product or services which they're offering. And I found it very amusing that most business people are not able to do that. They were very hardcore specialists in creating a substance, but they're not able to sell it. So this sales copy will I mean, give him an overall idea about how a business should be. What is a business? Because if you are not making a transaction, there is no business. You are having a product or service, right? If I'm assuming I'm having a wonderful product with me, and nobody is coming and buying from me, I'm not having a business. I'm having a product. Just amusing, and just amazing, but nobody's going to buy from me. And if transaction never happens, it's not business. So how to make this transaction happen? You have to put out an offer so that the audience who has money are willing to give you that money and make this transaction. So I tell them what is the strategy behind it, how to communicate while you're, after drafting your offer, how to communicate it. So most people, even today, I see a lot of bulleted point brochures. So bulleted point brochures actually drain your brain's energy. They suck your, they're called energy vampires in your brain. So what you have to do is you have to adapt to a narrative style of explaining how the product or service is going to make your life, audience's life better. So that is where you actually put out the offer that reaches people. So even though if you are offer, even though if you have an offer, and if that offer is not communicated properly to an audiences, that is not going to make the sale also. So I tell them how to create an offer, how to put that offer in front of your audiences in a narrative format. It has a structure. So I tell them that structure, and I give them 8 magical phrases that actually helps them sell more of their products and services.
Okay, so is there a structure for this kind of storytelling that you are mentioning about, or anything is story, right? In this world, like everyone can say a story, or is there a specific way that you should address your customers, because
Yeah.
considering they know the target audience?
Yeah, that should be the character introduction, and generally it's called 3-act play, right? So the first actually you say introduction, second you say introduce the conflict, third you say the resolution. That is the general philosophy of any storytelling people used to have. But what I'm trying to say is you have to have this character arc where some negative has to happen in the as a positive, and you also have to have what you can say, a crack in it, where if that transition is not happening, you're going to have some kind of important stakes are there are stakes if the transition is not happening. So that are 2 elements. So if you are a business owner, you know who is the target audiences, and you know what is the problem, what is the struggle they are going through right now. That's a negative situation for their audiences, and you have to paint a positive transition picture for their audience in the story. And you have to tell them, if you're not going to take this transition, there are stakes for you in this business. So that is the whole structure of the story.
All right. So that's amazing, and we understood a lot of things from that. And I wanted to know from you, as a business owner and as a consumer, uh, at this point of time in your journey,
Mm-hmm.
what are you tired of and what are you excited about?
Ahead of webinars, I get a lot of webinars invitations, and to be frank from you, I really have to say this. People might be controversial, but I have to put it across. I see many people who have very little idea about what they are doing boast that they can help people out, and uh,
Okay.
and I see people falling for that, and I feel sorry for them. I can only feel sorry for them. I cannot do anything better, but as a consumer, people should read more, consume some good materials, and heavy reading or heavy material consumption is a very rarity in these days. So as a business owner, I suggest business owners to read some heavy materials, actually consume heavy materials. It's not easy to stand out, it's not easy to have your voice here, actually. So you have to be sensible, you have to have some kind of meaning, you have to be relevant. There are so many factors that are available that should be present in your communication so that you are heard of. So what happens is, I'm tired of a lot of people telling them that they can help people. I know sales trainers who can't sell their sales programs, for God's sake. So how can they help actually other people their sales? And I wonder about those things, and people should be careful and go slow about it, actually. And if they want, and they can always reach me. I can give the recommendation of the books, and it is going to be heavy. I'm saying I'm going to help them, but I never said it's going to be easy. So yes, I can introduce you some authors who can make sense to you, that is hard for you, but consume those materials. And excited about is, yes, the opportunities are aplenty, and people are now more willing to consume online materials rather than sticking to only the offline thing. And things are changing, and that provides with more opportunity to create my more online products. That's exciting stuff.
That's amazing. So you also said about creating opportunity when you finished it, and as imagine that you are starting out today.
Mm-hmm.
You have internet, idea, and laptop, as
Mm-hmm.
Franklin says.
Okay.
And what will you do as a
Mm-hmm.
business owner, as a person who starts a business and to grow that business?
The first and foremost is I would find out the group of audiences to whom the idea would suit better. Okay, so who will be willing to hear those ideas out, and I would go and reach out to them. It's called active deliberation, as I mentioned. Okay, so I go to Facebook pages where they hang out. I go to networking events where they actually meet in physical things. I go and share my ideas without expecting anything in return. Okay, I just want to tell them this is how it is, this is how it is, and for that, for God's sake, you need to have skills. Without skills, not I mean, idea is not going to help. You have to have the skill of putting that idea in a very you can say persuasive manner to the people so that they are intrigued and want to know more about it. And you give them, you give them, and at what point of time where it is very irresistible for them to listen, and you say, from now on you pay me, I speak. So that's how it is actually. So the main thing is you have to find out to whom this idea I have makes sense, and they will hear it out and reach out to
Okay.
them. That's the first thing you have to
So,
do.
when you said about idea, is this idea something related to your passion or how? Because I hear people saying you should follow your passion. You know, passion will drive you more, and you know, stuff like that. What is your thought? What are your thoughts on that?
I don't I don't know what passion means. Okay, so as I told, I'm an Enneagram master. In Enneagram master, passion means suffering. I mean, that's
Hmm.
the common meaning because you heard about the movie called Passion of Christ. That actually means suffering of Christ. Actually, passion means so when you are saying that I'm passionate about something, you are saying that I'm willing to suffer for this cause. Yeah, if you are saying I'm passionate about cricket, it's not about the limelight and the glory you are going to get playing the game, but you are going to sweat it out 3 hours in the morning and 3 hours in the evening after your college or before your college. You are willing to suffer for the cause of cricket. That is what you say, and that is what we mean when you say I'm passionate about cricket. The same thing with cinema, right? So yes, you have to be willing to suffer for your business. But what I'm missing out is craftsmanship is more important than passion. Okay, so Carl Newport in his book "So Good They Can't Ignore You" speaks about passion is misunderstood and diluted and overused word in this environment, and a lot of youngsters are using that word. Actually, for God's sake, you're 20 years old, you're mentally 13 years old, you don't know what the world is, you don't know what your passion is. To be very frank with you, you haven't done that enough to understand what is my passion. You are choosing your passion because it is easy for you. You're choosing that something as a passion because it comes naturally to you. That is not passion. Okay, that passion means you have to work for it, you have to suffer for it. That is passion. So you have to see what are the skills that I'm having and what are the skills that I'm better at, and does that skill set appeals to any group of audiences. You have to convert your skill set into product and then into cash. So you need skills and people networking. That are the two skills you need, not passion. Passion is not skill. You understand that? Anybody
Okay.
I have known so many people who followed their passion who have failed. Only a few people who had the passion plus their skill plus their networks have succeeded. But when they speak about the success, they don't speak about skill and network. I don't know why they don't do that, because they speak about passion, but actually they have the combination of passion plus skill plus network. Alone, passion alone cannot make you to the distance which you want, where you want to go.
Got it. So what is your best tip for making any business better as a business coach?
Act of deliberation. So one is a business owner should take the responsibility of putting his product and service in front of as many people as possible, and convincing them, yes, this is going to change your life in a better way, and for that you pay me. He has to say that. And based on this active deliberation, you can do two activities, as I told before: economic and social activities. And you have to do those activities. Those two are called business activities. And the frequency of your business activities determines the amount of money you're having in your bank account.
Okay. You also mentioned about act of deliberation and skill. So how can someone find the skill or idea? Because everyone has an idea, right? But how can
Yeah.
someone, if you can help beginners, how can they convert that idea into a skill so that it makes money? Because every coach has an information, but they don't know how to convert that into a skill to make their clients get results, right?
Yeah, bit difficult question to answer in short. So what you need are frameworks. Okay, so what differentiates from skill and knowledge is framework, a context where you can apply that knowledge. So if you are having too much of knowledge and if you are not having a framework to apply, you're in the brilliant professor, not a professional. Okay, so what happens is most of the people behave, have the idea because they can copy knowledge, or they can, the knowledge is available free in this internet. Okay, but they don't have this framework to put in and to convert into a skill. So you need to develop the idea of creating frameworks to convert any knowledge into a skill. So I can, if you want to elaborate, it takes more time. So the only way to have a framework is to have your own thought process, thinking patterns. Unfortunately, most of us don't have that, and because we have been a consumer for far too long, and a passive consumer, not an active consumer too, and so become an active consumer, contribute to people's cause, and learn from that, reverse engineer what you are trying to do, and create frameworks. That's all you have to do to convert your knowledge into a skill.
Amazing. So it was a wonderful thing. And one thing I left out is you mentioned about making money, because when
Yeah,
you said, when I if I start today, I will definitely meet people and make money.
yeah.
Uh, how, like, okay, you will pitch the idea, you will go to groups, like talk to people and sell that idea, or how did this mindset come to you? Like, what can a business owner who's a beginner can take from this? Like, what can he learn from this?
A beginner, I would like to say most of the young people who begin don't have the idea of making money through their business while they start. They say, I'm going to provide value, I'm going to provide a value. What is the value I'm going to provide? I don't understand. See, the whole thing is, if you're not accepting money, you will be giving up shits. When you receive money, you are in a delicate position where you have to definitely give them some value, right? At least it's a minimum obligation you have to have, right? And the person who's starting today, I want to emphasize, if you're starting a business, the first thing you have to have is, how am I going to get money out of this business? That should be the first idea. Providing value is the base thing. I mean, you have to produce good quality products and services to make money. Otherwise, you can't survive. That's something essential. Okay, so the problem with today's youth are, they are not actually thinking about making money while starting their business. They think, I'll provide value, and people somehow find the goodness in me, and they'll come and pay me money. No, it's not going to happen. The society which you are living in, if you are good to people, they will actually rip you off.
Okay.
So what you have to think, business as a money making model, then you actually get something more than money also in a business. So you have to have a tangible element called money, and then an intangible element. It might be a goodwill, it might be a reputation, it might be an authority, it might be an influence, something it might be, but that has to be also, it has to be a business. There's no difference between self work and a business.
That was intriguing, because you mentioned about we should use business as a money making model, but there are many people who also think money making is business. So what are your thoughts on that? What is the difference between
Yeah,
that
if
and
you're
model?
only making money, as I told you, if you're only making money, there's no difference of pledging your things in the pawn shop and getting money from the pawn shop owner, and getting money from your customer, right? You have to have some kind of intangible element also while doing a business. It might be a reputation you might build upon, it might be a goodwill you can build upon, or it might be an authority you can exert upon, it might be the influence you have upon certain people. So you have to have this intangible element also present in the business. So it's not wrong to make money, but it should not be the only thing that you're doing for your business, because that is not a business then. That's only self-employment, or you can say you do something whenever you need money. Business is something which has a tangible element as well as an intangible element to it.
So that is really a different
I
perception.
I have the same teams. I started in 2010 October. Okay, so what happened is, I have the same team till with me. I have told my trainers to go and start their own business, but they told me no. It's like being in a university. I'm getting free book lecture every single week, and you are pushing me to read at least one book 15 days, once in 15 days. So I won't leave this company. So what happens is, now I have gained this trust of my employee, right? Which is an intangible element. And then there are few clients who actually come to me, even though I refer them to other people. So that's a trust they are having upon me, or that is the, what you can say, what is the other influence I'm having upon them, right? So what happens? This is what business is, because if you are not at one moment of time in business, you have to actually grow exponentially, and you have to meet this threshold moment, and that threshold moment comes only in this intangibles grows higher and higher.
Okay. Okay. So you have given a tip for business owner and starter. Now I also want, as a person who works with coaches, and you yourself as a business coach, what are your best tips for coaches? What can you share today so that that can change their perception of life or way of thinking?
As long as you're a trainer, it is okay to communicate the information which you have got from internet to the people, to the customers. But if you are taking seriously the coaching business, learn to create frameworks. Learn to create frameworks where in that context you can put the knowledge and make them an actionable plan and make them execute the plan to see the results they are deserving for. So
Wonderful.
that's it.
Wonderful. So, sir, that was amazing, and I have learned new things as well that I didn't get to understand by over this time. And tell us, where can people find you, or how can they connect with you?
Okay. I have my website www.sureshbalachandar.in, and you can download a free ebook there about running a successful business, and you can download the first chapter of my upcoming book there, the Spectrum of Success, and you can get a lot of free downloads to run your businesses. And that's one thing. Second thing is I have a Facebook page called Business Coach, where you can actually find some intriguing content via video as well as text and pictures. And that are the two ways. I'm not that. I didn't say active in LinkedIn. I somehow still see LinkedIn as an employees area where they go and find jobs. I'm not seeing LinkedIn as a place where business people can leverage themselves. I know it is, but I'm still not seeing that way. So I'm not in Twitter. I'm not in LinkedIn. So these are the two places where you can find it. And there are a few videos if you are going to YouTube, Suresh Balachandar, so you can see those videos too.
Wonderful. So, guys, I have also tagged in the reader's guide and sales copy section link in the description. If you want, you can go check him. And sir, we spoke about books, sales, marketing, passion, idea. There's a lot of things like business, beginners, coaches, trainings, resources, etc. I'm sure this is one of the best session I have ever heard from with you. Uh, Tell us how, if people want to work with you, how can they get to you immediately?
Okay, so yeah, they have to pay me to begin with. So the first thing is I can what I can give that give in return is actually I have 10-hour session for consultation that I promise them a consistent customer acquisition. So that is the basic of that's a cornerstone of any business actually. If you're not getting consistent customer inflow, then your business is done. So there are few elements to it. You have to design your product, design your offer, position yourself, market it correctly, and complete a sales process. So we do that in this 10 hours. And then if you want to make more money out of your business, then we have something called 50-hour package where I'm giving implementing blue ocean strategy in your business, the ERRC model, and convert your non customers into your customers. See, I'm a business coach. I have been coaching a group of government officials in business. So that is what we say, from converting a non customers into customers. So, and now we have customers and non-customers as well as in your kitty. And the third level is I can help you to understand business model innovations. Now, business model is nothing but how frequently you can get money from your customers, or how much more money you can get from customers. For example, as I told, I have this product called Reader's Guide where you can pay only 99 rupees as subscription, right? This is called subscription model. I can do it as a Udemy model also. I have 69 books till now, and I am pricing somewhere around 60 rupees per book, you see, and I'm getting 100 customers for every single book. Now, how much money I'm going to make?
Uh,
Then I'm demanding triple nine rupees as one-time payment for the books which is already present, and I'm actually charging 99 rupees per person. Imagining I'm having 100 customers. Now, how much money I'm going to make? So the product is same, but just by tweaking the business models, you can make much more money than we are making currently. So after bringing the consistent client inflow, customers influx, and actually converting the non-customers into customers, now they have a huge customer pool from which you are going to make money frequently and more money. That is how I promise them I can assure you double your profits in 100 days using business model innovation. So this is how it is being done.
Okay, amazing. And so that was amazing and wonderful time with you. And as viewers of my page and my profile, I have a challenge for you guys. Like, if you feel like I want to hear from Sir, what is the one challenge that you want business owners who's beginning or marketers who already has a course or a agency right now can so that they can do that. What will you challenge if you challenge them?
Okay. Getting customers in a month. That would be the first challenge I would like to give them. So all my challenges are directed to make them money. I can easily tell them post 10 contents or post 10 videos in YouTube. But the thing is, if you are going to get 10 clients, you have to do all these things. Otherwise, you are not able to achieve that target of getting 10 clients in a month. And I always encourage them to look for money, look for profit every single time they do a business activity, because that is what is business for. And you can do a lot of philanthropic activities and you're getting money from the businesses. If you're getting more money from the from the business, you can do more philanthropy. But your product is not for free. Your product is not in it's not going to share your products, right? So whatever you do, make sure your business activity is in alignment with money making and the intangible element of your business process.
That's amazing, guys. So I think you all got the nuggets and deep insights about this. And the challenge, apart from what Sir said, I want to give you is see this live and drop in the comments what are the best things that you have understood, that you have taken for your business, that changed your perception in your business today. And I'm gonna pick a lucky winner, and I'm gonna give. I'm gonna personally ask Sir to give a consultation for you on your business. So will that work?
Yeah, sure.
Wonderful. So, sir, I have one this question, and so one question about is like you have followers, and someone is asking you about your new avatar. Is it like your new version of lockdown? Das is asking.
Okay, okay, yes, as the solution shut. Yes.
All right. So, thank you, sir. Thanks for your time, and it was wonderful, and it was wonderful.
Thank you.
And yeah, thank you. Talk to you
Thank
soon.
you. Thank you, Pam.
Bye bye.
Thanks. Bye.